Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 175 of the Real Top Series. I'm Toasty FM, and we are back today for our first game in the the group stage of the Champions League. We've already had some qualifiers, but in the Champions League proper, this is our first game, and hopefully it's gonna be our. Hopefully we can do some damage. We can play well in this group. You can already see our first opponent there. The other opponents in our group are going to be Chelsea, who we just faced in the group stage. In the semifinals of Europa League last season. So I think they ended up winning the competition. So that's how they got in, I believe. They finished like 6th actually in the Premier League. They seem to be a lot better in Europe than they are actually in the league. Leverkusen and Union Lydia and Malmo. I think we could. I think there's definitely a possibility. There's definitely a space where we could end up getting through this group. I think that's a distinct possibility as long as we play our game like we know we can. I think it's definitely possible. As far as the schedule goes, how the season has started, since that loss to Sporting, we played pretty well. I think Casa Pia we beat 2-0. The sending off kind of helped us out a little bit. We beat Shaft 2-1. Guide getting his first goal of the season. They got they brought one back, but it was too late for them. Pash 0-0. Which is supporting the Chihuahua 3-0. Let's look at transfers, and there's one big loss, I would think. One big loss, and that is so Dushan's last player. So we sent out Abrada Rahim, Suflon, Masari on loan, Aurelio out for 1.2 million. Big loss. Because those of you that have watched this series, he has been a huge last couple seasons, and in that game against Pash, we missed him. We missed that energy in the midfield. I'm not sure. George Smith has been okay. Kim Jong Dae Yang Jong Dae has been okay. But he's only played one game and needs to improve, and he's not really that type of player. So that's kind of worrying as well. But I sold him. I didn't want to sell him, but they hit his release clause. And when they hit his release clause, he had to go. And I think he's going to a worse team. I think getting those release clauses up to where they should be is going to be tough. I mean, we're still playing players a lot of money. We're still not. Our salaries are nothing closest to the big three, and very far away from any other team in Europe that's at this level. So, and that's going to take time to really get those numbers up to where they should be before we can hold on to some more players. We also saw Artur Brom, who was a player that wasn't really needed anymore. Ronald and João Orfão, a youth player. That I sold to St. Trents. A solid central defender, but we have some good central defenders, and I thought it would be best for him just to go. He was becoming a nuisance for us. Outs, nothing really changed. I mean, we brought in Ariel Matias Gomez, a left winger, pretty much just because Paulinho was out. When Paulinho is back, it's likely that Gomez will be going out on loan. He is a very good player, and he's already got an assist. Has played pretty well. So, I mean, we brought him in as kind of a stopgap, as kind of just a squad player. But he's actually pretty good, and maybe he can become part of the team, after Paulinho comes back and later on in his time here. But yeah. And that's pretty much it. I mean, the only thing of note was that Aurelio departure. I was feeling like we were going to lose. Eventually, we were going to lose somebody. and he was the one that had to go, or they hated his release clause, and he's gone. So yeah, so today we have a game against Malmo. Udholt's old team. Udholt scored his first goal. Got the start against Chihuahua just because Aguirre's been playing really badly. Other than that goal in that game against Chiav, has not really done much, and it's kind of disappointing, very worrying, I would say. So let's look at the lineup for today's game. Get into that and see if we can get our first Champions League group stage victory. All right, guys. So this is the lineup for today's game. I'm going with a little bit more of a team that I kind of trust, I would say. So we have Khalifa Ba in goal, Pedro Almeida with Yakubu Tori, and then Saprinis in the game. Actually, Ramuel Harris has been getting some starts lately, and he's been playing pretty well. So, but, Saprinis is the captain, and I think he should really play, in our first game in the Champions League. I think it's important for him. Flavio Marcelo on the left, Morena next to Jordan Smith. Jordan Smith played in that last game against Chihuahua, played pretty well. So, I think it would be, and he played pretty well, as compared to Yang Zhongdae. So Becker on the right, Ellie on the center next to Gouveia, and Aguirre up top. Again, a guy, that I just trust a little more. I know, and if this was a different team, maybe I would give Udholt the start. But it's his former team. He's only played one game, and I want to go with somebody I trust a little bit more. And I know it's kind of like, it's no offense to Udholt, but I feel like giving Aguirre a start for whatever reason, because I do trust him in that way. So with that, this is gonna be a tough game. We're away from home. I don't know what kind of level Malmo is at. In current and in real life, they're a team that usually, if they get the Champions League at all, it's a positive for them. They're in that league with the Maribors and the Ludogorets and those level teams. Maybe a little bit above them. They're a little more consistent than those teams. But either way, I think we have to. This is a game we should be winning if we want to get through this group. Like I said, I don't think we have a chance. It depends on how we do up against Leverkusen. I don't see why, if we play the level I think we can play at, why we shouldn't get through this group. And I mean, as a team that's gone to the knockout stages of the Europa League, we should get past this group. Ball in here, almost fell to Aguirre. Thought it would there. They might be able to counter here, and they don't. But they play well so far. I mean, that wasn't. I don't know where the clear-cut chance came from. I didn't see anything as far as a chance. I saw the ball. Maybe one of the headers was supposed to go. Was supposed to be a shot, but I mean, it just looked like the ball bouncing around in the box. But so far, it seems clear that we're the better team. Oh, by the way, I added the formation. I added a formation. And I guess I'll maybe talk that in maybe in a little bit or something. But I add that formation, the 4-3-3. I actually scrapped it pretty quickly, and went with another 4-2-3-1. And hopefully I'll talk about it right after Aguirre scores this goal. He's going from the spot here. And he scores. Well done, Aguirre. And he scores his second of the season. And we go 1-0 up away from home in Sweden. Aguirre here. I mean, this is a solid, good penalty take. And that's I mean, side netting, high and hard. I mean, you can't really place any better than that. as I was saying, I added a formation because it's the same kind of 4-2-3-1, except it's on control and more direct passing. I feel like we needed a formation to play against some of those smaller teams. Coming up, I mean, we can't. I didn't think we could play the same kind of tactic we played against the big three and against like Malmo, as we have to play against some of these smaller teams in Portugal. And I saw last season we struggled to get some results. We weren't, beating teams handedly like I think we should, which is an issue. I think they've definitely figured us out. I think now that we're clearly one of the better teams in Portugal, I think we need to show that we are. And Aguirre scores his second of the match. Oh, no goal, no, Aguirre deserves that, man. Aguirre deserves it. A great ball by Becker. Unfortunate that Aguirre doesn't look like he's going to get the... it's going in, I think. Still think Aguirre should have gotten the assist, or Aguirre should have got the goal. But yeah, I think we needed just something different to come up. I think our counterattack formation is fine against, and especially with losing Aguirre, we didn't need that more defensive midfield area. I think so. I think hopefully I made the right decision, as they're gonna get a goal back right before halftime. They're still winning, but disappointed to give up that goal. So yeah, I mean, you're gonna see it if we come up against a smaller team in Portugal. Anybody basically, that's not a big three or a Braga or a Guimarães. That's probably what we're gonna be going with. Actually, probably show it there right now. This is it right here. Control, flexible, play out of defense. Actually, I want to change that to work ball box and change that. More direct passing, higher tempo. Just really going after these smaller teams and trying to get the goal. I think that's going to be the best thing we can do, because I think we should be beating those smaller teams, and it's so far this season it's worked pretty well. I mean, if you see our results. A struggle here and there, but hiccup versus pass, 0-0. But other than that, I think we've gotten some good victories. A couple of those away from home. Those 2-0, 2-1 victories away from home. 3-0 victory at home. So I think it's definitely going to add something to our game that's going to help us a lot overall. But first I need to worry about this game, because I think I've been kind of putting this off. Ooh, good block by Ba. But yeah, I think once we score that second goal, we've kind of something happens to this team. Something has happened to this team. Their formation is still the same. They're playing this weird 4-3-3. It actually is a 4-4-2 diamond. Alright, there we go. Come on, let's see if we can attack here. Good job by Smith, George Smith. He's a guy that he may be a little bit. Oh, come on, come on, Baba. Yes, Baba. Jordan Smith, I think, is a good player. I didn't think he was going to be an integral part of the team this season, but it looks like with Aguirre out, I think he's the guy. I couldn't find any box-to-box player that was in our budget that could directly replace Aurelius. That was a problem. I'm going to try to train Young Jong Dae, but I think for now, Jordan Smith's going to be the guy. And you can see he's playing well. He's playing well. So hopefully he continues that. Going to make a change here. Bring on Ash Da Costa. Trying to think of something else to do. Don't have somebody to come in for LEL. LEL's back, by the way, if you haven't noticed. I'm going to bring in Delfin Braga for Jordan Smith. Hopefully I am not regretting that. Considering Braga is not really that type of player in the midfield. But hopefully it'll help us a little bit, just hold on to the ball better and control the game slightly and make sure they don't, kind of attack us directly. I mean, because that goal was nearly very, very bad for us. But we are leading in the group right now, which is kind of nice. Almeida Morena here. Almeida. Eliel. Gouveia. Ooh, Gouveia. Ooh. Hits the bar. That could have been it. Almeida here. Ooh. Nice little attack there. Gouveia found himself right open in the box. I mean, he didn't hit the bar, but I think he could have done better. Should hit the target from that distance. Braga there. Aguirre. The Costa gonna get his. Oh, that was terrible. Speaking of a guy that should hit the target, my God, Da Costa really snatched at that. Just basically just kicked it as hard as he could. Maybe a little bit nervous. First Champions League game. First game with his new club. Maybe the lights, were a little bit too bright for him. But we get the victory either way. Not the most convincing victory. A couple moments here and there where I thought we could play a little bit better, but still, a solid victory, and happy to see us get the hardest 3 points. 3 points that are hard to get. Alright guys, so in our next episode, it looks like we'll be facing Benfica. We have a game against Leverkusen prior to that, and their draw with Chelsea is kind of disappointing because Leverkusen are probably going to be our direct rivals in getting out of this group. So if they're trying with Chelsea, I guess you didn't see, but Chelsea really played, held us at bay. 3-0 on aggregate. Really nothing going forward there against them. So that's going to be a little bit worrying, I would say. So the fact that Leverkusen did get a point there, maybe Leverkusen are better than we're giving credit for sure. But that's something you're definitely going to have to worry about later on. Once we play up against them, we'll see what kind of team they are and still getting 3 points against Malmo is not a bad result, and we should be pretty proud of that. But yeah, so we're gonna face Benfica in the next episode. Hopefully that's gonna be a victory. We're already got a couple points ahead of them in the league. They've actually drawn a couple of games. We've only drawn one, so that's 2 points difference. And so yeah, guys. So I think that's pretty much it. Nothing else to talk about. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and take care of yourselves.